All right, so when I had left you last time, I was really frustrated at my Bondo work. I mean, I put like a dozen coats of Bondo on this fender, and I put it on the shelf. Like I say, I was real frustrated at myself, and haven't been working on the truck since then. So I apologize for the lack of content that I put out here of late, but anyway, when looking at this fender further, I've got some areas where I need to fill, some areas that I need to sand, kind of marked them all out, and it's really not as bad as I thought it was. I mean, it's got deformations that I can feel through there, but I'm just going to go with it, and need to get back on this truck, need to get things moving, but I have been involved with taking care of a number of items since the last time we met. Fixed up a bunch of old antiques and kind of cleared out some areas in the shed to try to make room for a quad runner out there. What you're looking at right there is both a Sai on the right side that I put some linseed oil on and put it out for display here in the shop. And I've got two of these oil canisters like this, and they're antiques. They're about 100 years old, and I put some linseed oil on them and got them out. Put a battery in the motorcycle over here. I'm looking to try to maybe get rid of that rascal and sell it. Cleaned some stuff off the shelves. Sold a sprayer out of the shed, and got rid of an old rototiller that I had out there, and kind of fixing up some antiques for display outside. I poured a concrete base and put an antique water pump here where I used to have an old bench, side-by-side bench, and I took that home and put that out on our back porch on the deck. Then here's a horse-drawn cultivator that I put some linseed oil on, and just put that out for display here in that landscape area. Then out back I redid the woodwork on a wine press, an antique wine press. It's got a grinder and a wine press piece to it. Planted all my canna bulbs. Got these guys all planted here. So I'm trying to get this wood to patina a little bit, and then I'll put some linseed oil on it. I put linseed oil on the metal parts up here. The press, I built that piece you see down inside the press itself, and put some linseed oil on it. But yeah, that's an example of some of my woodwork there. Then I fixed up, repainted, and put some linseed oil on the deck of a utility trailer back here. Found a toolbox in the shed, mounted it onto the front of this, and remounted this spare tire that I had over on that rail over there. Welded it up and put an angle iron on that piece of channel you see down there. And redid the electrics on it and put a set of marker lights on the back side of the trailer over here. Again, everything all soldered. I'm not a real big fan of crimp connectors, but got that set of marker lights there. Haven't tried it out to see if it works yet. I'm sure it's good. Then again, linseed oil on the deck itself. And so I've been just kind of concentrating on some projects to clear out some room in the shed itself proper to see all the room I've got in here now. Hung those guys up and out of the way over there. Got an old leaf blower that hadn't been running about 20 years. Found out what the problem was with it. Wasn't getting spark. Kind of cleaned up the flywheel and the magnets on it. And well, it was running. Ran it a little while ago. Let's see. Let's give it some choke. I think I got it flooded. Oh well. Tell you what, let me set the camera down so you guys aren't getting a crazy ride there. See if I can't get this running. Like I say, it's got plenty of gas. Run it wide open. gas? Huh. Well, so be it. So, pull the plug on it, and it's all wet. So we'll blow it out with the air compressor, see if we can't get this thing fired up. All right, let's blow this out. It's pretty dry now. Let's go see if that'll get her going. Alrighty then. I'm not going to choke it this time. Let's see if we can get her going. There we go. Come on, baby. It's trying. Come on, baby. Yeah, it's probably flooded again. Let's take a look. Yeah, she's wet. I'll go blow it out and I'll be right back. Alrighty. Should have enough air left in this from before. Try it again. Now, the set screws on the carburetor require that I take this thing like completely apart to get to them. So obviously the manufacturer didn't want me messing with them from the start, but I did anyway. When I fixed this thing, got it running, I wanted to make sure it was getting gas. So I leaned them out enough, and it was running great the last time I had it. I ran it this morning even, but apparently I didn't let it run long enough to really heat the motor up and get it running good. So, no choke, don't need any choke. Let's see if we can get her going. Come on, baby. I bet it's wet. Let's see again. Yep, wet as blue blazes. So, do it again. We'll get her. All right, number 3. Try again. Alrighty then. Come on, baby. Get in there. Sometimes you just got to talk to these things a little bit. At least I do. Come on, baby. I want to run this thing full tilt boogie. No choke. It's just flooding out. I'm going to try this other plug I've got laying around. It's not new, so I don't know if it's fresher than the other one. Man, I had this thing where it was firing up on about the second pole. So I may have to take it apart, put about a quarter or half turn in on that needle valve, set of needle valves. Keep it from getting too much gas in there. Let's give this a try. Come on. He's flooding it out. Let's take a look. Wet. Give this one a run. Come on, baby. All right, we're going to take it apart. Give those needle valves a half turn in. Okie dookies. We might not have to split this all the way apart. I might be able to get these with this, just getting these cover plates off. Let's take a look. Oh, I think there's a little gas in there. Yeah, that might need a little addressing. So what I ended up doing was taking this little cutting wheel, cutting some slots into those guys, and getting them out with just a slot screwdriver. And sure enough, there they are. And we'll take each one and throw them in about a quarter turn. And these guys don't even have slots in them for a screwdriver, so the manufacturer wanted to make sure that nobody touched these guys, but here's Jethro at it. There's a quarter turn. Quarter turn. All right, so we'll put it all together and then take it out and try it again. All right, plugs be dry. Put this guy in. And one other thing might have been helping to flood that out was that air cleaner that was all soaked. If your air cleaner is soaked, it's gonna decrease your air-fuel ratio and likely, potentially, definitely be a factor of flooding out the motor. All right, let's see if we can get this guy in here. You saw me just a little bit ago put together a different air cleaner for it, made out of just simple foam rubber I had laying around. The lawnmower parts dealers didn't want a fortune, a small fortune, and I had more than just one son. Maybe we'd get that regular part. But poor little Jethro just does what he can do and what he can afford. All right, let's run this up a little bit. Not quite the top. So we leaned out the screws, no choke, running it just before top setting on the throttle. Now let's see if we can get this guy to go. There we go. Come on, baby. I don't like that performance. We'll take it back apart and see if I got everything all together right. Now, while those carburetor screws went all the way down, this thing's not sitting on here quite square. I'm not sure that I got this thing pulled down and seated proper. These screws, the carburetor screws, are stripped out, so I put little wedges of wood down in the hole to suck it up tight. Again, we do what we can do, right? And something just doesn't seem right. So let's take this apart and see if we can figure out what's going on here. Got burping gas, I think. All right, there's those slots that I cut before. Feels tight and feels down in the hole. Let's take him out. I think everything was right. Everything is tightening up as it's supposed to. So I'll go ahead and put it back on. I'm going to go ahead while I'm down and put another quarter turn close. On both the high side and low side carburetor set screws. Again, in an effort to try to lean the unit out a little bit. That's going down in the hole proper. I can tell, feels that way at least. Oh no, I broke a nail. All right. Down she goes. Snug up. Yeah, feels good. This guy do the same. Appears to be going down. Feels snug already. Apparently that wood wedge down in the hole of the block of the engine is doing its job. Okay, feels snug. Put the air cleaner on. You know, that hole looks like it's not lining up just right. Let me ream this out just a little bit so we make sure that that thing's open. Because what we need is this thing to seal on the perimeter. The hole in here can be plenty opens. Now, how does that look? Just a hair more right chair. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Again, you part suppliers, if you could just kind of be a little less aggressive on your price of your parts, maybe I wouldn't have to be such a cheap Jethro. But such is the case. We're a cheap Jethro. Let's put these screws on. Fingers crossed, maybe a couple of Hail Marys. Maybe we've done what we need to do to get this thing to run. Looks good. In there. Now, take her out to the woodshed, to the train station. Don't mind me, I've never seen Yellowstone. I don't know. I know what that expression's supposed to mean in the context of that show, but I don't know what their voice inflection is when they're running or when they're saying it. Take them to the train station. All right. Up with that. No choke. Let's give it a run. All right, it still sounds like it's loading up, so we're going to bring those set screws in another quarter turn. Right then. Off with you. I wonder what Derek Beery is up to. How about Brent Hoytink? I wonder what Brent's up to. If I could only sing like Derek Beery. Only if I was half as smart as that guy. I'll tell you what, those guys are pretty sharp, folks. They know what they're up to. They know what they're up to. I don't. I'm just a lowly little retired engineer having fun down at the workshop, you know? Trying to relive my teenage youth. Let's see. All right, where's those set screws? There they are. Quarter turn for you guys. Quarter. Ooh, was that all? Yeah. He needs to be open some. 1, 2. It can't be totally closed. I don't think that's the design. Don't want to choke them off totally. Come on, get in there. Well, those slots work so much better than those star Allen heads. That feels good and snug. Put this guy on. Come on now. Come on now.
Why, yep.
That looks pretty good. Something don't fit right. Something don't look right. Is something not right? Me, I'm not right. Yeah. Y'all see what I did? Moron. Hey, I put stuff together wrong too. I'm just like you. Let's see, get out of there. Haste makes waste. Not that guy, this guy goes like this. And now we put the carburetor bolts in. With their wood screw bottoms with real wood in the hole. Yeah, like I say, it's whatever you can do to make it work, make it work. Give it a little longer life. Save it from the landfill. You know, that's a good point. Those of us that are street routers are many times confused with those that are wasting energy, wasting fuel, are not environmentally conscious, And nothing, and I mean nothing, could be further from the truth. Your local average street rider saves that car from going into the dump, getting pressed and recycled. That's not a bad thing. But we are curators of museums in the forms of our cars that we have out on the street. No matter if they're street rotted or original, it doesn't matter. We're all in this together. So you original folks, relax. You street riders, relax on the original folk. You patina guys versus the guys that like the shiny cars, to each their own. I like them shiny, but you know what? I kind of like putting that linseed oil in all those antiques outside too. So I don't know, I could be a convert one day if I get another vehicle and get ahead of the game. But I got a lot of work ahead of me in these 3 vehicles I need to put together now. All right, here goes nuttin'. Nuttin', honey. I don't know, she's just loading up. Still loading up. I think she might be dripping gas. All right, I'm gonna try that one set screw that I never found, another quarter turn in. We'll see if that'll get her going. It's kind of obviously an iterative process. Ooh, iterative, 4 syllables. Be with you in a little bit. All righty. Go for round number 4. I think this is number 4. Like I say, this was the frustration that I had after doing 12 coats of Bondo on that fender. But, yeah, we'll try. I think that screw to the right, I'm gonna check and see how far out it is. We'll go all the way in. Usually, I think these set screws should be about a turn and a half out. What I might do is zero it and come out 1 turn and see what that does. In fact, I think I'm gonna do that on both of them. So let's get these guys all the way in. I wonder if I can turn these by hand. Ooh, no, they're pretty tough to turn. Should have never touched these, but I did when I was trying to revive this guy after 20 years of silence. Maybe these guys are out farther than I thought. Maybe we just found a problem here. Hope I did. Getting kind of tired of this. I'm sure you are too. Thanks for your patience, folks. All right, that's fully in. That's fully in. All right, we're going to do 4 quarters on each of them. That'd be 1 turn, 1 full turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, whenever I did a Briggs when I was a kid, they were like 3 turns. And then somebody said a turn and a half. I don't know. I'm going to go with 1 turn. On this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Let's see what 1 turn gets us out there. Put this on first before these screws. Hey, I'm learning. Oz learnings. Righty then. Come on, get lined up there. Sometimes mechanical parts don't want to be all that obedient. They want to go every which direction. And I'm obviously letting it go in which direction. And trying to get things lined up as best I can. Get lined up in the hole there. With the wood wedges down in the hole and the slot screws that I cut on the tops of these heads. Put these screws down in there and snugs them up. Make sure they're snug. Come on. There we go, like that. All right, so that looks pretty good. Ooh, boy, that's wet. I think there is some fuel coming through this doggone thing. Wonder if that's playing a role. Let's cut some more stuff off this. Again, we just want to keep Mother Nature from putting a bunch of stuff in there that can clog those little places where gasoline needs to go. Messing up float valves. There's no float valves on this thing, but generally the concept of an air cleaner is kind of try to keep that carburetor clean outside of what's supposed to be in there, like gasoline and air. Job of a carburetor is to get the right amount of stuff that's going to combust just fine in that cylinder. And that's what we're going through right now, is this iterative, again, 4 syllables, process of seeing where the engineers who designed this engine want that air-fuel ratio to be. All right, got those started. Put these on, take it outside, give it a couple of tugs on the rope, see if 1 full turn of each of the needle valves is where this thing needs to be. I don't want any choke. See you in a sec. Alrighty, here we go. Hey, boo boo. I love it. Wow, it even idles. And I push down, it kills it. Zen achieved. Thank you very much.